Hello all, hope you're doing well today. Today we are talking, it's chapter 16, and we're talking more about tour and league events. Here we go. So after reading this chapter, you should be able to describe how league and tour events are both similar but also different from mega events, and be able to understand the difference between leagues and tour events and give an example of each of those, as well as explain how and where league events originated and identify how tour events impact a community or region, and explain and provide examples of the crossover between league and tour-based sport organizations. Let's begin by examining the top 10 sport leagues based on total season attendance during the 2014 and 2015 season. So topping the chart is Major League Baseball, MLB, with over 73 million attendees, which is no surprise considering each team plays 162 games in a season. Second is Nippon Professional Baseball from Japan, with nearly 23 million attendees, showing baseball's deep-rooted popularity in Asia. The NBA and NHL from the USA and Canada follow closely with just over 21 million attendees each, driven by both loyal fan bases and the large number of games. Interestingly, the NFL, despite being America's most watched sport, ranks lower with 17.6 million attendees. This largely due to having fewer games, only 16 per team during the regular season. On the football side, the English Premier League, Bundesliga, La Ligue, Serie A, and League One make up the rest of the top 10, emphasizing the global dominance of association football. If we look at a different metric, such as the average game attendance, the NFL takes a commanding lead with an average of nearly 69,000 fans per game. This reflects the league's incredible match day experience and high demand despite having fewer games per season. Next is Germany's Bundesliga, the highest among football leagues with over 43,000 fans per match, thanks to clubs like Borussia Dortmund that draw massive crowds. The English Premier League comes in third with almost 37,000, while Australia's AFL shows strong national support with over 32,000 per game. The MLB, although leading in total attendance, falls to fifth with 30,000 per game due to the large number of games diluting the per game average. And the IPL in India also makes the list with nearly 28,000 fans per cricket match, which is remarkable given its shorter season. Other notable leagues, including La Liga, MPB, CFL, and Serie A, all with respectable average crowds ranging from 23,000 to 27,000. This comparison helps you to understand not just how many people attend games over a season, but how packed the stadiums are on a per game basis. Team sports are most commonly organized into leagues, which serve as the backbone of regular competition. These leagues aren't just random matchups. They establish a full schedule of contests or games that take place throughout a competitive season. What's key here is the idea of consistency. Each team has its own home venue, and over time, those contests become recurring events in those locations. This means fans know when and where their team will play, which builds a strong sense of identity, tradition, and loyalty, especially for season ticket holders and local communities. So league organization's more than just scheduling games. It's about creating a structured, repeatable experience that fans can count on. When we talk about sports league, we're not just talking about the games played. We're referring to an intricate system of organization, business strategy, and entertainment. Here are some of the key aspects that define how sport leagues operate. Structure and membership. So their leagues are typically composed of multiple teams, each with franchise rights or membership agreements. Teams are often tied to specific cities or regions, fostering local loyalty and identity. A major function of a league is to create a balanced schedule that determines how often teams play one another, when and where those games happen, and how the season progresses toward playoffs or championships. Leagues often negotiate media contracts collectively and share the revenue among teams. This helps maintain competitive balance and ensures financial sustainability, especially for smaller market teams. Leagues set and enforce rules for gameplay, player conduct, and competition integrity. They also oversee disciplinary actions and manage refereeing or officiating standards. Leagues build strong brands through consistent marketing, social media, and merchandising. They engage fans with not only live games, but also all access content, fantasy sports, and community events. Home venues are central to league scheduling. They host recurring events that draw local crowds and generate revenue through ticket sales, concessions, and sponsorships. Each of these elements contributes as to why leagues are so successful, not just as competitions, but as businesses, media properties, and cultural touchstones. If we look at American baseball as an example, their regular season includes 162 games per team. That's followed by a postseason schedule to determine the champion. It is a tiered minor league system that supports the Major League Baseball, or MLB. So you have the MLB, AAA, AA, A Advanced, Single A, a short season, Rookie Advanced, and Rookie. It is comprised of two major leagues, the American League and the National League. And teams are privately owned franchises. Membership and franchise rights are controlled by the team owners, but it's overseen by the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball, which sets league-wide policy and maintains competitive integrity. The roots of organized baseball trace back to the mid-19th century as the sport grew in popularity across the United States. In 1875, the National League was formed, marking the beginning of professional league structure. By 1901, the American League emerged as a rival, eventually forming today's Major League Baseball. The National Hockey League was founded in 1917, bringing a more formal and cross-border structure to professional ice hockey in North America, while football in 1920, a group of regional football teams organized the National Football League, which would evolve into one of the most dominant sport leagues in the world. The NBA began in 1946, driven by the rising popularity of basketball as a spectator sport, and has grown into a global brand. Though soccer has long had roots in the United States, Major League Soccer, or MLS, was officially launched in 1996, following the success of the 1994 FIFA World Cup held in the United States, aiming to grow the sport domestically. Some special considerations for leagues are the home venue. It's not just a location, it's part of the team's identity and legacy. Fans often associate deep emotional value with their team's stadium or arena. And each team builds a strong sense of place and pride in its home venue, which becomes central to the fan experience and local community culture, much like what you see with AT&T Stadium. From traditions to architecture, teams and fans alike take pride in their home turf, often enhancing loyalty and atmosphere. Your repeat customers are really where the leagues thrive on fan retention. Attendees often become regulars, especially when tied to a specific team and venue. Your season ticket holders are fans that represent the lifeblood of league attendance, ensuring consistent turnout and generating reliable revenue streams. The in-season period involves intense activity, events, and travel, while the off-season offers time for employee recuperation, venue maintenance, and strategic planning. And you have to know that there will be attendance fluctuations, so crowds can vary due to opponent strength, day of the week, weather, and other factors. Managing and predicting attendance is crucial for operations. And games against lesser known or underperforming teams may see lower attendance, affecting concessions and game day revenue. While the league structure is the most common model for organizing and operating team sports, the tour event format is more prevalent for individual sports such as tennis, golf, or mixed martial arts. A tour event is defined as a group of tournaments organized around a single sport, often under a unified ownership or leadership, that travels from place to place throughout a season or calendar year. This mobility brings several advantages, and that it helps to expand exposure of the sport by bringing it to new cities, regions, or even countries. It provides a limited time opportunity for local communities to engage, attend, and participate, often creating a surge of interest and excitement. It also fosters economic impact in host cities through tourism, media attention, and local business engagement. In essence, while leagues focus on recurring home events, tour events offer a dynamic, rotating schedule that keeps the sport in motion and broadens its global reach. In the world of motorsport, there is one series that stands above the rest, where speed, precision, and endurance meet in a battle for supremacy. Welcome to the Indy Racing Series. With 16 events spanning 7 months, drivers from across the globe will battle it out for the ultimate prize, the Champions Trophy. And at the heart of this championship lies the crown jewel of motorsport, the Indianapolis 500, the marquee event that captures the imagination of fans and drivers alike. Competing in the Indy Racing Series is no easy feat. Each event offers a unique challenge, and every point counts as drivers battle for the top spots in the standings. Points are awarded based on finishing positions at each event, with the top driver taking home the most coveted reward at the end of the season. The journey is long, but the reward is sweet. From nail-biting overtakes to strategic pit stops, every moment in the series is a test of skill and resilience. Only the most consistent, the fastest, and the most strategic will make it to the top. The WTA Tour provides a great example of how tour events are structured in individual sports. The tour includes 61 events spread across the globe. The season spans 10 months, making it one of the most extensive in professional sports. At the heart of the calendar are 4 Grand Slam tournaments: the Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open, which serve as the marquee events and attract the most attention. Players compete throughout the season to accumulate points, which feed into a world ranking system. The higher the placement in tournaments, especially in Grand Slams, the more ranking points are awarded. This point-based system fuels competitiveness, while the global travel format increases the sport's exposure and provides fans around the world with opportunities to see the top players live live. Major sporting events like the Tour de France aren't just a spectacle for fans. They have a profound impact on the local economy, creating opportunities for businesses and communities to thrive. Hotels fill up with visitors eager to experience the excitement of the race. Restaurants see a surge in customers as fans and participants indulge in local cuisine. And shopping districts become bustling hubs of activity, with race memorabilia and local products flying off the shelves. And beyond the race itself, tourists enjoy other forms of entertainment, from concerts to cultural events, boosting the overall experience and creating a vibrant atmosphere that benefits the entire city. But while the economic benefits are clear, major events like the Tour de France also come with a significant ecological footprint. The environmental impact of such large-scale events can't be ignored, from the energy consumed by transportation to the waste generated by spectators. The ecological footprint is substantial. For instance, the Tour de France alone has been estimated to leave an ecological footprint of 50,000 global hectares, which is a stark reminder of the environmental costs associated with hosting such a massive event. While the race brings people together, the environmental consequences, from waste accumulation to carbon emissions, are real. The race organizers and host cities are now grappling with ways to mitigate these impacts. However, steps are being taken. Organizers are exploring ways to make these events more sustainable, such as minimizing waste, reducing emissions, and investing in green technologies. The journey towards sustainability in major sporting events is just beginning, and the hope is that in the future, the positive impacts can be balanced with efforts to protect the environment for generations to come. After all, a great race is one that not only celebrates the spirit of competition, but also respects the world we share. Other considerations for tour events is looking at the venue itself. Typically, it starts out with a smaller facility, which may seem like a challenge at first, but this actually creates a much more intimate and engaging atmosphere, much like our Doogie Wellness Center. For a venue that's only available once a year, there's a lot of pressure to make sure everything runs perfectly. It's a great example of how smaller venues can be just as effective as larger ones when the right strategies are in place, from event layout to accessibility. Every detail is carefully planned to maximize the experience for attendees. Next, you look at the staff. So although it's a smaller facility, the staff is key to the success of the event. In this case, we have a smaller event team, but they're highly trained and skilled in handling everything from guest services to operational logistics. As future sport managers, you should take note of how important it is to have a well-trained team, especially when resources are limited. Staff training and efficiency are essential to ensuring that the event runs smoothly, no matter the size of the venue. One of the most important aspects of an event is the sponsorship. Special events often rely heavily on sponsors, and in this case, there's a major title sponsor that plays a huge role in making the event happen. The title sponsor provides financial support, but also gains significant exposure, which is a win-win. This is a great example of how strategic partnerships between organizations and events can elevate the overall experience. Think about how sponsorship deals can add value, not only in terms of money, but also in terms of enhancing the credibility and prestige of the event. Advertising and promotion are also critical. This event has a well-developed marketing strategy that includes digital ads, social media campaigns, and even some targeted promotions to build anticipation. For a one-time-a-year event like this, creating buzz and generating interest is crucial. As future sport managers, you'll want to think about how to market your events effectively, especially when you don't have the luxury of being a regular occurrence. How do you make your event stand out and ensure that people want to be there? Another key area is hospitality. The event organizers put a lot of effort into making sure attendees feel valued, whether they're VIPs or general ticket holders. This includes everything from premium seating options to high-quality catering and customer service. Hospitality is all about making your guests feel special, and it can greatly influence their overall experience. For those interested in event management, think about the different ways hospitality can be scaled depending on your event's budget and audience. And the role of volunteers. In this type of event, volunteers are vital. They help with everything from registration to guiding attendees and ensuring the operations run smoothly. While the staff takes care of the big picture logistics, volunteers fill in the gaps and create a welcoming atmosphere. Consider how you, as a future sport manager, would work with volunteers and make sure they're well prepared and motivated. Volunteers often play a much bigger role than people realize in terms of enhancing customer experience and operational efficiency. And don't forget about customer satisfaction. After the event, the organizers will likely send out surveys or conduct focus groups to get feedback. This is an essential part of event management because it helps improve future events. Tracking customer satisfaction allows event planners to understand what went well and what could be improved. As managers, you need to be ready to adjust and adapt based on real-time feedback from attendees, sports sponsors, and volunteers. Let's explore how major events like the Super Bowl, college football bowl games, and the NCAA tournament blend elements of both league and tour events. These are large-scale competitions that involve complex coordination across sports, business, and event management. Take the Super Bowl, for instance. It's the NFL's championship game, a product of league competition, but it also behaves like a tour event. It moves to a new city every year, with host cities bidding for the chance to hold it. This brings a major economic boost, media attention, and tourism to the city. The Super Bowl is usually held in warm weather cities or dome stadiums to ensure ideal playing conditions and fairness. Another key element is the neutral site location. providing no home field advantage. Cities across the country bid to host the regional rounds of the NCAA tournament, much like they do with the Super Bowl. The hosting city is expected to bring a mix of sports, tourism, and economic benefits to the area. One of the things that make the NCAA tournament so unique is the March Madness branding and its ability to captivate the nation through exciting games, upsets, and fan engagement. These events all leverage partnerships between leagues, schools, and sponsorships to deliver high impact, high visibility experiences that go far beyond just the game itself. Today, we explored the fascinating world of sport events, especially focusing on league and tour events and how they overlap with mega events and tour events. Some key points we discussed were the league versus tour events. So leagues typically involve a series of scheduled competitions between teams or individuals occurring regularly throughout a season. These events are often held in home venues and are part of a broader competition structure. The tour events, on the other hand, are typically single or annual events held at neutral sites, often attracting global attention. Examples include events like the Super Bowl and college football bowl games. These events travel to different locations each year, and host cities must bid to secure the right to host them. Mega events are large-scale, high-profile competitions that capture worldwide attention, such as the Olympic Games or the FIFA World Cup. While both league and tour events can have elements of a mega event with international exposure and significant economic impact, mega events typically require massive infrastructure and global participation. League events originated as structured competitions where teams or individuals competed over a set season for a championship. These began as local or regional competitions, eventually evolving into national and international leagues with regular seasons and playoff structures with the NFL and NBA. The impact of tour events on communities brings substantial economic, social, and cultural impacts to the communities or regions hosting them. The influx of fans, sponsors, and media attention can boost local businesses, tourism, and infrastructure development. For example, hosting a major event like the Super Bowl provides significant financial benefits, including tourism revenue and heightened visibility. And there's often a crossover between league and tour-based sports organizations, especially in events that blend regular competition with high-profile one-time events. For example, while the NFL is primarily a league event, the Super Bowl incorporates tour-like elements such as neutral site venues and massive marketing and sponsorship components. And similarly, the NCAA tournament that brings together the league-based teams in a national tour-like competition hosted in rotating cities. And that is all that I have for you today. I look forward to talking with you again. Have a great day.